Hey, is face mask required for this meeting? I mean, for this podcast, do I need to wear my face mask?
All right, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, and 1. Welcome to the StonerDays Potcast. I'm Ant Burns. Joining us today for a very special episode, the one and only Dabbingcuban. Welcome.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I say hi, everyone, like if there's anyone, like there's a bunch of people and it's just me and you.
Right? Isn't it weird? It's like kind of like we're doing a live stream and shit, but there's no comments or anybody able to pop in and shit. So yeah, man,
Right.
It's just a one-on-one. I think us being able to do something like this makes it easier to just, I guess, communicate and get stories out without having the interruptions of comments or haters or dumb shits in the,
Right.
you know what I'm talking about. You're one of the best
Yes,
people
sir.
to deal with them in the comments.
Yeah.
So when it comes to people digging shit in the comments, what's your firepower to just keep like going at it with some of these people?
I just like to have fun with it. That's what I do, is I just have fun with it because I control back, so I just like to have fun with it. I don't take it personal. What I do recommend to people is if you can't handle it, just ignore it. A lot of the times what people should do is if they don't like it or if it really does bother them, the best thing you could do is just look at the person you're live with and don't even read the comments. That's the best thing you can do. Or just kick the people out too.
Dude,
that's the best. That's the best thing you can do. Just kick. If there's someone in there talking shit and you don't appreciate it, just kick them out.
That's like the beauty of having control over a live if you're the one that's running it. As the block button, the hide button, getting rid of fucking people. I don't think anybody should have to deal with that during their live streams, especially if you're just trying to have a bunch of fun on your, with your followers.
Yeah, if you're just trying to have a good time, there's no need for it. I personally, it never really gets underneath my skin or anything. If I feel it's bothering the people that I'm live with, then will just kick the person out. But as far as trolls will never bother me. It doesn't really get to me. I have more important things in life that actually bother me and get to me, like bills and shit,
For reals, dude. That's not even a fucking lie,
I got like real life stuff to worry about than to worry about a person that I'll probably never see in my life.
Yeah, I don't think opinions matter from people that you really don't have to see on a daily basis or fucking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
A lot of these pages too are people hiding behind a fake page as well. So why even waste your time? For someone that doesn't want to show their face, why waste your time on those pages? It's not relevant to even waste your time or your energy in it.
Yeah, dude, it's interesting that you say that too, because I think sometimes people feel like they have to invest that energy into getting back at people or responding to their shit, and it's a waste of fucking time.
I do it just because I have fun with it, and I'm an asshole too. So I'll play the game too.
But you got a special skill though, man, and which makes it fun for all of us to watch from the sidelines.
Yeah, technically, I should maybe just ignore it as well and take my own advice. But I really do have fun with it sometimes. It doesn't bother me. I grew up with a bunch of friends and family where we always make fun of each other and knock jokes on each other. So if I was able to grow up as a kid taking that type of jokes, now being 41, it's not really gonna faze me or do anything to me.
Right? It's like I don't know, dude. I feel like when you grow up in a group of people where you guys rag on each other all the time, that's like kind of what your connection to everybody that you come across is going to be. So it's like, if I don't make fun of you, I don't really like you. Like I haven't made fun of you yet.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am. I was live with Biscuit the other day and I was just messing with him and someone was like, why are you messing with him? You're such a jerk. You get such pleasure picking on people and bullying people. I'm like, I'm not bullying anyone, man. Don't say that. I'm just having fun with him. And if he has a problem, he'll just tell me or he'll just kick me off, but it's just having fun. And that just means that I like this person and I want to be cool with them. I want to be friends. And that's just my way of being cool with you. I know that there's also a line not to cross with people. I know how to censor myself and what kind of jokes I should say and what kind of jokes I shouldn't say. I obviously know that we live now in a society and in a time where you have to definitely watch what you say.
Right.
Unfortunately, comedy it can't be taken or seen the same way it was 10, 15 years ago, or even 20, 30 years ago.
When there was
Those
no
type of
filters.
comedians, those type of comedians, unfortunately, will not exist anymore because of the way that people get butthurt, the way that people get mad at certain jokes, and the way I see it is, if you don't like comedy, I get it. I'm with you 100%. You're not forced to like comedy. You're not forced to laugh at everything. But if you don't like that, just ignore it then.
Yeah,
don't watch it.
It's funny that you say that too, because I think that goes along any lines too. But recently I had somebody go on their stories to kind of rip on some of the products that they got, and it was like, you could have sent an email and been a little bit professional about shit, and you wanted to go and use your small audience to kind of talk shit. And it's like, sometimes there's other routes to go to make things better here for everybody. So
right.
I mean,
I can understand if this person, I can understand if this person maybe went to your customer service and you guys just ignored it, didn't care. Then they went on their page and, felt a certain type of way because they didn't get help. But I mean, you should always try to talk to a person and talk things out before escalating it to the next level. If it really is something serious. Unfortunately, we live in a world where social media makes everything easier for people to bitch and complain. Okay, I'll just get on my phone and put my complaint right here, right now.
It gives, I think it cuts out the wait time for them to let somebody hear about it. Because you don't really need to vent. You're not really venting to somebody in person anymore. Because that's back in the day. That's what it was. You would talk to your friend like, "Dude, do you know what this motherfucker said in class?" Or you would talk to somebody about it. And now it's like, well, I can just tell everybody that follows me, and I think they're gonna care about what I said. But you don't really get an opinion back.
And that's what I was about to say. Social media is certain people's escape for venting and shit. So people just jump on their vents. I mean, you see people venting about their relationships, about their jobs. So you could just imagine if this type of person is venting about those type of things, they get something they didn't like in their package, they're gonna vent and complain about something. They've already gotten so used. They've already gotten so used to social media being their therapist and shit.
And that I think that's where they feel like the comfort or that sense of comfort from them or somebody agreeing with them. Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. And then they're like, I got my point across. When actually you just made yourself look like a piece of shit. So
you look like an asshole.
You just said that you're 41 and you're doing all this dope shit that you're doing, and your birthday just passed. How did you celebrate? What'd you do?
I
didn't want to bother you on your birthday.
I was in Las Vegas, which was the weekend right before my birthday. My birthday was May 17th, which was this past Monday. And I was fortunate enough to have Fresh Glasgow as a sponsor. They flew me out there, got me a hotel. They were fucking kind enough to, just bring me out there. And I was able to be out in Vegas and do a lot of networking with a bunch of companies and influencers, some of the top influencers as well that were out there. Because imagine it a whole year with a lot of these influencers not traveling or doing anything.
Right.
We're traveling for the first time when we're out there. So it was a good time. I flew back that Sunday back home so that I could spend the Monday, which was my birthday, with my family, because that's I just wanted to spend my birthday. At that point too, I'm glad I was already home, right? Because with all the walking you do in that event, I was just dead tired. My legs were sore. My feet were sore. I almost didn't do anything, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that to the wifey and my daughter. Because I know they were waiting for me to come back home. But it took a toll on me. There was a lot of walking. So, but it was great, man. I can't complain. I can't wait to do it again. I think Champs might be the next one, the next familiar event. Are you guys gonna be out there in Champs July?
I'm supposed to be there, I believe, twice in July. So I think I am going to be out there for that event. I haven't really scheduled anything as far as like doing anything else while I'm out there yet. So it's I'm going there for sure for Champs. So I'll be out there. So I will see you.
If you go there, you're gonna go like for yourself though. You're not gonna have StonerDays is not gonna have like a booth or anything.
No, we won't have a booth at Champs. No, I'll be there as just a guest. That's the way to do it. I kind of don't feel like, well, personally, to me, I feel like not knocking any events or anything, but as far as like our brand being out there, being able to walk around a network is going to be more beneficial than me staying at a booth waiting for people to come and talk to me. So if I can just go and just reach more people and talk to more people by being mobile and moving around, I'd rather do that.
Of course.
Yeah, but I'll see you out there for sure. You're right. For sure. When you first started like getting into this game, what was the reason behind it? Like why you started doing this, what you're doing?
It's actually a funny little story. I actually got into this because I one day caught my daughter watching YouTube, right? She's watching YouTube and watching other kids open toys.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to her, why do you like watching other kids open toys when you could just do it yourself?
Right.
And here comes my wife in the background. She's like, well, you watch people on Instagram smoke weed. So it was like kind of like, well, low blow. So I was like, well, shit, I'll just start doing it myself then, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how I started. I kind of just started doing it on my own. It really started off just as a fun little thing for me to do here and there because I was still working at that time full time and with the special needs adults program that I was at. So I was gonna hit 2 years at this location and then COVID hit. So once COVID hit, that shut down the business because it's kind of hard to tell special needs adults they have to stay 6 feet apart from people. You keep your mask on at all times. That's a very hard adjustment to go from one day to the other. You get what I'm saying?
Especially how heavy it was when it first started. Like exactly. The shift and change.
The state decided that all day programs throughout the state should be shut down. So they shut down and I just started messing with the IG a little bit more. I started networking, which is something that I tell people all the time. People tell me, how can I be successful like you? And I tell them, you can't be successful like me. You need to be successful like you. You get what I'm saying? So what I tell people, the number one thing is because I'm just being myself. I'm not doing anything special. I'm not doing anything extra. You've hung out with me in person. You see I'm the same way.
Right.
It's nothing different. People tell me, who were you before Dabbingcuban? Well, shit, it's been the same motherfucker the whole time.
Yeah, it's just an Instagram handle.
Yeah, you're just going to get Dabbingcuban because I'm not going to give you my government name, but I understand where they're coming from because there is people that come on here and create a persona. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
I personally can't do that because that's not something I want to keep up with. People tend to change when they also do that because it's like, well, that's your persona on IG, but then they start becoming this fucking persona in their actual real life with their loved ones and shit. And their loved ones are like, well, who the fuck are you? You just started switching up on us like with this character and shit. Well, I can't do that personally. I'd rather just keep up with who the fuck I really am. You get what I'm saying? Instead of some character. Yeah,
I know. I get what you're saying. It's more organic to your personality that people are going to be attracted to. Well, I think when you try to pick not saying that it doesn't work for everybody. Not saying that it doesn't work.
Right. It does, and it does.
It works for some people. It does. Like some people can pick a character and do the shit, and
that's why I'm saying I'm one that can't. Yeah, she's like, I'm admitting it. I only know how to be me. That's it. And again, I'm not knocking anyone's hustle or anyone's way of being or anyone's way of running their page. I'm just again speaking on how I've seen how things are in the social media, and I just chose to just be myself. And I tell people to network all the time. But yeah, basically that's how I got into the page more, was because wifey kind of like took a jab at me, telling me so I got into it, and it blew up more. Like I said, I tell these to people all the time, COVID hit and it was a bad year for a lot of people.
Yeah,
I mean, it fucked me up in the sense that it left me without my job, something that I had a passion for, and I was doing, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I got a lot of experience doing it. It taught me a lot of different things, but also COVID helped my page out. If it wasn't for COVID, a lot of things probably wouldn't have happened. I probably would have just kept looking at my page as a fun little thing and not really paid too much attention to it. I probably would have never gone live with Be Real and had the opportunity to go meet him and hang out with him twice, I probably never would have met you. I probably never had a collab with Stoner Days. So, you know, you think about, you take that one piece of the situation, which was COVID from 2020 out. Right. You take that out from Dabbingcuban, and what would have happened? What would have been the path for Dabbingcuban at that point? You get what I'm saying?
There's so many variables and factors.
Would my page have blown up still? Maybe not. Maybe I would have never met anybody of the famous influencers that I've met so far, or been in some of these cool parties that I've been at, or had opportunities with some of these sponsors that fly me out and you know and lock me in with a hotel and shit. Like, it's just, to me, it's still like, I don't even let it get to my head. To me, I'm still just like, wow, this is happening for me.
Right. Like, it's important though. It's important like, to not let it get to your head. Like, I noticed that. I noticed that when we hung out, that it's not, and I've hung out with you a few times, so it's like in the time in between, you've always been the same, whether we do a FaceTime call like this or when we're hanging out in person. And that's, to me, it's really important that people understand that that's the mentality you want to keep as you go through this journey, trying to get to whatever it is, whatever level you're trying to make it in this fucking industry. But to keep that state of mind of, like, you know who the fuck you are. You don't need to change to get, you know, to surpass a certain level. You can be you and level up.
Remain humble. You need to remain humble. That's the main thing. I tell people after networking and being yourself, I tell people, be yourself and network and remain humble. Don't let it get to your head. A lot of people say, oh, Dabbingcuban's cocky, he's conceited, he's let it get to his head. No, I'm just good at portraying that sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm just good at being an asshole. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'll come off as an asshole, but that's just the way I'm joking. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I might come off as a real funny guy when I'm joking. There's just different levels to me being myself and my comedy. You know what I'm saying? When I want to fuck around and be funny. Sometimes my comedy is just me being straight up. So that doesn't mean I'm being conceited or being cocky, but you know, people don't understand that being confident and being cocky are two different things.
Absolutely.
Being confident is 100% expected into people. Why shouldn't I be confident? I mean, I've done good so far. Shouldn't I be confident? Like, if you got an A right now on your fucking finals exam to fucking pass college, wouldn't you be confident in yourself?
That you can succeed or do something, or, like, you know, in your ability to do shit.
If you just got the job, the dream job that you fucking have been dreaming about your whole life since you were a little kid, wouldn't you be confident?
Absolutely. Knowing that I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what people don't understand. No, I'm not being cocky, because I'm never going to think either that I'm better than anyone. At the end of the day, I'm still just a regular human being like everybody else. Right. I don't expect, you know, people have DM'd me like, oh my God, I look up to you. Oh my God, you're so cool. Oh my God, you're the GOAT. And I tell people the same shit. Don't say that. No, I'm not. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that 100%. But I'm a human being, and I'm just a regular person, just like you. Just because I have almost 13,000 followers, that don't mean shit. Even if I had 1 million followers, that don't mean shit. That person is still a human being, just like everyone else. One perfect person that's a big time celebrity, that's a very humble person, is Keanu Reeves. You'll see that guy, and you'll never see him acting cocky or trying to act better than people. He'll always give back. And that's somebody that I've always seen like, okay, that's the way to be. Again, I might come off as an asshole, and, you know, Keanu Reeves will never come off the way I do sometimes. You know? But at the end of the day, I don't want people to think that I've let it get to my head. This will never get to my head, because I'm never gonna think I'm a celebrity or anything. Right. You know, I'm not.
Sometimes I think that's a big thing for certain people that start to get or gain a following quickly, and then it all of a sudden stops, and then they don't know what to do with this pressure of, oh my God, like I need more followers, I need more people to know about me, and it's
not becomes an addiction.
Yes,
it becomes an addiction.
It becomes an addiction,
that's one thing that I'm not gonna lie. A lot of us are addicted to this because we're on this every day. We can't say we're not. If we do this every day, you're addicted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you check your notifications every day, right?
we're on it, you know, and I am I on it a lot? Yes, just because I've been on it probably a little bit more, just because I'm trying to think of new content. I'm just trying to get ideas and shit, because, you know, anybody can, like I say this all the time as well, anybody can have an IG page and just sit behind a camera, hit record and start smoking. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I am definitely past that already. I think I need to start doing other things. I need to start actually doing some comedy skits and videos and shit.
What kind of motivation goes into the content that you do create, though? Because there's a lot of times I noticed that you do put up content after you go on trips where you put like little slides and stuff together, things that you're doing. But the ones that you normally do where you're like at home and shit, and you have this like the one that you did where you guys did the wrestling voices and shit, where they just kind of happen and it looks like it was so planned out, and then you're like, no, dude, it just happened. The camera was on and we just went and
I'm
did
not
it.
even gonna lie. Okay, so that wrestling one, I was in Vegas. I wasn't at home, but yeah, we were in Dab Tip's house, and
oh, that's right.
you know, I kind of had an idea. I told him, let's get some NWO shirts and make some skits. Hash Night was supposed to get a shirt, but he never did. So just me and Dab Tips, and you know, so we wore it that day, but we still hadn't even thought of anything. I promise you, man, we hadn't thought of anything. We're just sitting in his couch in his living room. I have my phone on my stand, and it just so happened to be on, and we're here taking dabs, and just out of nowhere, I just hit record, and I'm like, yeah, brother, I just started doing all this shit. And then he jumps in, and you can see in that video that I get out of the video because I just start cracking up, and I didn't want it to come out like, fuck, we fucked it up. Like, because he comes in with the glasses upside down, it just killed me, you know. So you know, that was an awesome video, because it was just, and Dab Tips is a really good guy to make videos like that with, because he's just like me, where we can hit that record button and it'll just come straight off the dome, and it's not something that we need to plan out. Again, I'm not trying to sound cocky. When I don't know if you know Izzy Blaze. She's out of Denver, Colorado as well. She has a pretty big following as well. She hit me up one day to do some content for Freeze Pipe, right? So like an actual video, like professional video and everything. So I went over there and we did that shit pretty fucking quick. And she told me, Cuban, man, like, no lie, you're probably one of the easiest, if not the easiest person I've worked with, because we shot this so fast and so easy. It was just so natural. Right. And it's, again, like I said, I'm not trying to come off cocky. Sometimes I'll get nervous as fuck and I might need a few seconds and shit. But for the most part, I think I've done pretty good of doing things straight off the top. I was out in Vegas. I don't want to give too much details because it's still something kind of a secret, but I did something out in Vegas as well this weekend where they kind of interviewed, well, not kind of, they interviewed me, and they told me the same thing, that I was probably one of the best interviews that for that recording that they're going to do. So hopefully it does get used as well for what they're doing.
Right. I think that's something that you do have, though. You have this like ability to communicate and talk to people on different levels, though. It seems that no matter like who you're like in contact with, whether you're on a live or just talking to somebody in person, that you have this ability to, I don't know, like bro down with people and kind of just understand their vibes and their energy and actually match them. And I noticed that from you when we hung out a few times, and it's those are the types of I don't know, you're like one of the types of people that people are attracted to hanging out with in this community all the time, dude. Like being at any event where you're at, we just know like we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna laugh, dude's gonna clown on somebody. Don't know if it's gonna be me, but it's like having somebody with your type of humor, but making everybody feel comfortable at the same time they're getting clowned on. It's a really fun thing to be around and witness and see. So I like to see you continue to do this, man. You are what the fucking community needs. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, and I'm glad and appreciate that the fact that nobody has kicked my ass yet and taken any of my jokes personal, you know. But yeah, like I said, I know how to keep it clean with the people, with certain people. I know that there's certain people I can go all out with and crazy, and they're probably just gonna go just as crazy on me with the jokes. For example, Cheeto's one I can probably go crazy with jokes, and he'll probably go crazy on me with jokes too, you know. Yeah. I know that I got someone like Biscuit. I can probably go so far with Biscuit before he says fuck off. You know? Yeah. So, and he's a good guy, but I know that he'll probably have so much more patience compared to like where Cheeto probably has zero patience and be like, yeah, go all out. You know, I don't care.
Go all out. So, oh, that's tight.
That's how I am too. You know. But yeah, I do try to do my best that if I go somewhere, to bring some type of vibe, to bring everyone together, because at the end of the day, we're all in the same community. It does suck that that there is a lot of drama in this community, and people always, like I've told you before, and I've said it all the time. People are like, how, this is the weed community. Isn't everyone supposed to be happy? We're all high and shit. Well, yeah, you're fucking right. We're all high, but that doesn't mean everyone's happy. You also have to keep in mind the weed community also brings people with mental issues, with anxiety, with depression, and a lot of those people don't have friends, don't have people to communicate with. So when they fucking join IG, it's a whole new world for them, and they don't know how to react to rejection, to getting blocked.
Those are two big ones. Those are two big ones.
And those are two big ones, and two very big important ones, because I tell people all the time, if someone blocks you or unfriends you or unfollows you on IG or whatever you want to call it, it's not something for you to take personal, man. They just don't want to fuck with you and just see it for what it is, and that's it. Accept it and keep it moving. It's sad how many times I've had to unfollow people and then block them because they go straight to the DM with some type of entitlement of, why'd you unfollow me? You're a prick, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? I unfollowed you for this, this, and this, and that, even though I don't owe you an explanation, because you're not entitled to shit, but I'm 100% entitled to follow and unfollow whoever I want.
At any time, at any point in time.
Yeah. Did I DM you? Did I disrespect you? Did I tell you anything bad? Did I come with some type of entitlement on what I didn't agree with on your page? No, I didn't agree to something. I unfollowed. And now I'm gonna ignore it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is what people need to do.
And life goes on.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'm the best entertainer on Instagram, and everyone has to like my shit. I completely understand that there's gonna be people that are gonna love me, and then there's gonna be people that really fucking hate my guts. And I respect that, because you don't have to like me. As a matter of fact, you're entitled to hate me, but you're not entitled to come in my DM and fucking tell me what you don't like about my page. Sorry, that's not your fucking problem. Keep it moving. You're not. You know, keep it moving. Keep it moving. There's a lot of stuff I don't like to see out there. You get what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
Don't get me wrong, man. I'm here married. You know, I love my wife, and we've been together for over 10 years. But I do follow women on Instagram that show support too. So I try to show support, but it sucks as a married guy where I'm on my phone and I'm just scrolling. Here comes someone twerking or some shit, and you're just trying to show support by following. But fuck, you're married. Here comes your wife, and she thinks you're probably doing or watching some shit. So it's like, you know, like
it's. You know? I think the tool.
I'm like trying to scroll through a bunch of shit fast, so I make sure I see what I am supposed to see, like. But, you know, again, if there's stuff that you don't like on Instagram or whatever social media platform that people are on, unfollow it. It's very simple. Ignore it.
You have the choice to fucking follow shit. And if you're following somebody and you have a complaint about what they're fucking posting, it's very simple to just unfollow somebody, dude. And I was going to ask you this, but how oblivious were you to the whole... the amount of drama that goes on? And because I was oblivious to it for a long time, because I didn't get involved in a lot of these different things that go on as far as like groups and people getting mad about doing content and stuff. But how oblivious to the drama were you before you understood, like, oh, what the fuck is going on here, dude? There's actually people doing stupid shit like this.
Before I really didn't understand any of it really until I started experiencing it myself. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, I didn't know anything. I was one of the types of persons that I was like blind to all of this shit at the beginning. And being like, well, why are people beefing? Why is there drama? Isn't everybody supposed to be cool? You know, isn't everyone high and shit? This is a fucking cannabis community. We're just smoking, everyone just smoke a joint and get together and be cool. But the problem is you start realizing now, you know, for example, I was in Vegas, you know, and I don't want to name any names, but I hung out with some really big top fucking influencers. And we could relate to some of the things we're talking about. For example, you're coming up, right, in this platform. You're coming up, you do shout outs for certain people, you do content with certain people, you try to help people out, and then out of nowhere, the envy kicks in, the jealousy kicks in. Now they're talking bad about you. Now they're doing things behind your back. For nothing. I don't know why. Why? I don't know, man. It's just again, it's just people, I guess, with mental issues that don't know how to handle what other people are doing. Okay, like this guy helped me out, and they feel like, okay, he gave me a hand, but I deserve the arm. Well, why is that? Why do you deserve the whole arm if I just gave you a hand? You know, I've helped plenty of people out only for them to just turn around and talk bad about me, throw shade on my name, just talk to my sponsors and try to take my sponsorships away. I've had people go and say that I am a fucking federal agent. All right. I've had people say that I'm under federal investigation. It's crazy the amount of things that I've heard from other influencers that I've gotten into their ears about me. And the good thing is, you know, the real ones will believe what they need to believe, and not believe what they don't need to believe. And that's the good thing about it. But yeah, it's being in this industry, you gotta be aware of all the drama that's in it as well, and be prepared for it. You know, you can't be off guard. I was caught off guard this weekend. I don't want to get into details. I'll admit it. I was caught off guard with some childish shit this weekend, but you know, it is what it is. You know, you got to be on your toes, and I'll be on my toes next time.
Yeah, I just don't understand how. I mean, I can understand how things can get that way when it comes to business and money, but I don't understand how it can get that way when I believe, for the most part, a lot of people had the same mentality going into what this is, you know, under the impression that I'm going to be part of something that's just going to always be fun. It's always going to be popping. There's always going to be cool shit happening. And sometimes
one word, competition. People on here feel that this is a competition, and they'll never have the mentality or realize that there's enough money on here for everyone. There's enough room on here for everyone. This isn't a competition, because what you do with your content is nothing compared to what I do with my content. We're two different individuals.
Right.
You could be someone that probably has no talent at all. You just know how to do cool smoke tricks, but that's it. You know,
but you can't talk.
You could be someone that's really fucking funny, but you don't know how to smoke. You ain't got no lungs. You get what I'm saying? So everybody, you get what I'm saying? Everybody's different. Yeah. You might know how to do some really cool shit and invent some shit to smoke out of. I mean, again, everyone is different. So there's no need for people to feel that there's a competition or that they're competing with anybody else, because if companies really want to fuck with you, they're gonna fuck with you. It doesn't matter what you. Yeah. It doesn't matter what Dabbingcuban is doing. If they want to fuck with you, they're gonna fuck with you. If they don't want to fuck with you, they don't want to fuck with you. Again, it doesn't matter what Dabbingcuban is doing, because they don't want to fuck with you. You know, it matters what you're doing, and people just don't realize that. Another thing that people need to do is just focus on themselves and stay in their own lane. People tend to get caught up in this drama, and then they get thrown off their own balance. You see, now you're off balance.
Yeah, that's for sure. They throw themselves off. They throw their own fucking equilibrium off, dude. It's all fucked up because they're focusing too much on other people's shit. Exactly. I've seen it happen with certain people too that I don't work with, and this is before I started doing StonerDays stuff. But I noticed a change in a lot of people, like in the beginning, dude. Like when I first started trying to do my page and getting into this, I already started noticing immediately, like, oh, there's like people that are like really like, oh, I won't fuck with you because you don't really have followers. I won't repost your shit because you don't have this. And it's like, I started noticing that really early, and I didn't want any part of it. I didn't want to be part of any like groups. I didn't want to be part of anything to where people are singled out to where they can't, you know, represent themselves as a stoner, or you're going to be told you're not a stoner because you can't do something. And I didn't want to be part of any of that shit. So I always distanced myself from people that ever talk that way, or like mentioned it in front of me, or anybody that tried to recruit any of that kind of shit, I always like distance myself from it because of all this shit.
Yeah, I'm not in any of those Instagram DM chat groups.
None, zero.
I was in probably at the very, very beginning when I first joined, because I was like, this is a good way for me to network with people. But I started noticing it was just people gossiping and talking shit about other people.
Yeah.
That just wasn't for me. It left a bad taste in my mouth, and then just all the fucking alerts you get because of all the people gossiping in there. Just I couldn't take it anymore. So I highly recommend for people not to be in any of those groups, because again, it's just throwing you off balance. You're not focusing on yourself. You're focusing now on not just one person that you might not like, but you're focusing on 10 other people because they're mentioning everybody that they don't like, everybody, all the. So the best thing you can do is just stay out of those groups. Unless it's an engagement group. There's engagement groups out there they'll say, hey, I just posted one, and everybody goes and engages on it. I've heard of that stuff. I used to be in one. I just can't keep up with that either.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I don't recommend people being in those groups. It just takes up time from yourself when you need to focus on yourself.
Right. I remember the first time I heard about those. My first initial thought was, why the fuck do people need to have little secret groups in a DM? Why, dude? That is so fucking high school, elementary shit.
Again, I didn't know what they were about at first. I just thought it was like a network type of thing. But when I saw what it was really about, it was just people gossiping. I just got out of it. I couldn't. Just like Clubhouse kind of reminds me of what we're talking about right now, because I've gone into some of these Clubhouse chats, and it's a lot of big people in there, and it sounds like a lot of gossip. So I haven't really messed with gossip. Yeah, I haven't really messed with Clubhouse too much. There's been a couple times I've been in there, and it's been some cool conversations. But again, there's been the gossiping chats outweigh the cooler ones. You know what I'm saying? So I've never had it.
If you could see a change in something that's going on along these lines, as far as people like breaking down these walls of competition and shit, what would be the positive change you would want to see to all of this?
Just people getting along with each other a lot better. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People understanding each other. I wish that a lot more people could understand each other, because at the end of the day, a lot of the whatever you want to call it, the arguments or the beefs or everything that's going on right now in the industry, the drama that's going on right now, a lot of it, like I would say 90% of it has been stupid childish shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I think that certain people can just look at each other in the eyes and be like, you know what, let's squash it. At the end of the day, this was some stupid shit. And as well as there is some cases that I can understand for some people that it's never gonna change, just because the situation has just gotten too serious. A lot of these things you got to understand, social media is a very strong platform. It's come a long way. Back in the days, cops and stuff and people could get away with crimes a lot more easier. Nowadays, everyone's recording, so it's hard to not keep the negativity off of social media. People, the negativity is always going to sell. The negativity is always going to want to bring people to your page to see what's going on. Oh shit, there's some shit's about to pop up.
Right.
People like that. So
it's the clickbait.
Unfortunately, we live in a world where things can't just be happy and perfect. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, do I want it to be that change? Do I want it to be where everyone can just get along? Yeah. Is it going to happen? Unfortunately, no, it won't.
Right. I think just friendly reminders, just from even if just a small positive message that some of us try to send out when we do lives, or when we're like, just in general, just being on social media, just putting out some positive energy in the world is just we'll have to take it, man. I know that there's a lot of people that this is just hustling for them. They don't really give a fuck about, anything else. Like, this is just money, and that's fine too. But that doesn't mean you can't be cool with heads. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to stay cool with everybody at network, because the stronger connections we have with each other, it benefits all of us, because then it's kind of like a domino effect. Me and you work together, somebody and I know somebody, then we all make something big. It ends up turning into a big event. It gets hard to be able to do that kind of shit when people are continuously turning their own things together into competitions against each other. And I just, my thing is, and I've said this before, is I just want to work with anybody to help everybody get better. And that's what I've always tried to stick to. And I try to, and and I know there's people out here that are going to probably hit us and be like, that's why that motherfucker never hit me back up. But I kind of make sure that I'm not really connecting with people that are already in some sort of competition with other people.
Right.
It's not beneficial, man. I'd rather work with all the people that are having fun and shit, man.
Right.
So I agree with you. That's pretty much what I like to do, dude. For the most part, dude, where's your ultimate goal for where you want to go with your creating?
Man, I get this question asked a lot, and to be honest with you, man, I told you earlier in this podcast, I started this out for fun. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was just a fun thing to do. I had my profession. I had, I was doing my thing with my profession. I was doing really good with it. And I just ended up relying on IG when COVID hit. So what's the ultimate goal? I have no fucking clue. And I really don't have a fucking clue of what the ultimate goal is. But as long as I can, touch as many people as possible, make as many people as possible laugh, I feel like I'm doing something right. And if I can make some money along the way as well, that doesn't hurt either,
I hear that, dude.
But if it leads to something great, man, to where I'm making probably some great money, I would possibly like to maybe open up a day program for special needs adults, if they allow that to happen again. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're talking about something where I'd have to be like on TV or some shit, making really good money. But yeah, that would be something pretty cool to do, is maybe in the future if I had the opportunity to do it. I definitely would like to maybe do some type of work with any organizations, domestic violence organizations, as well as suicide organizations. I wanted to try to start doing something different so I can bring more awareness. Now that my page is growing, I do have a platform to where I can show more awareness to these type of things. Yeah, I'm trying to do a little bit of anything and everything. I have I don't want to say who, but I am in the works of working with a cannabis line and a merch line with a pretty famous rapper and shit. So
that's what's up.
It's not Be Real. It's not Be Real before everyone's like, oh, it's Be Real, it's Be Real. No,
you already know.
It's someone else, guys. So before everyone freaks out and be like, we already know it is. No, it's actually someone else. I will say this: it's someone on the East Coast.
There it is. You guys got a little bit of information.
There it is. Someone on the East Coast, just to throw everyone the fuck off, right?
Hell yeah. Dude, I want to thank you just for sharing with us today. Tuning in, doing the Zoom meeting with me, just sharing your time with us, dude. Do you have anything that you have going on right now that you want to like throw out as far as plugs or anything, shout outs before we get wrapped up here?
Well, I want to give a big special shout out to Fresh Glasgow for this past weekend, for bringing me out to Las Vegas to be able to experience Las Vegas for the first time. I've never been to Las Vegas. I've never been to Champs. That was my first time. It was amazing. It was definitely worth the trip and time that I spent out there. So shout out to them. Shout out to Stay Lit of Las Vegas. So if you guys are ever in Las Vegas and need some blunts or a new torch or some heady glass, make sure you hit them boys up. That's about it, man. I appreciate you guys for bringing me on. Shout out Stoner Days. If you need some new apparel, make sure you use code Dabbingcuban to save yourself some money. All right. You need to use anybody else's code. Don't use anybody else's code. Just use mine. You'll be good. All right.
For sure. Guys, make sure you give Dabbingcuban a follow. I'll put some links in the descriptions below so you guys can get on that. Please make sure you're the reason another stoner smiles today. Dabbingcuban, thanks for stopping by. We absolutely appreciate you. I'm Ant Burns, as always, sending positive vibes and high fives. Stay blazed. Peace out, y'all.
Later.